Imagine this. It's midnight. You're standing alone at an old, forgotten train station, one that hasn't seen a train in years. The air is cold, and the silence is heavy. Then, out of nowhere, you hear it. A distant whistle, low and haunting. The ground trembles beneath you. The tracks begin to hum. And slowly, as if pulled from the very darkness itself, a train appears. But here's the catch. This isn't just any train. This train doesn't take you to your destination. It takes you somewhere you fear most, back into your own past, to face your deepest regrets. I didn't believe the rumors at first. Who would? But after what happened to Josh, after I failed him, I was desperate. I needed an answer, a way to make things right, or maybe to punish myself. That's when I heard about the midnight train. It was the winter of 2018 when it all started. Josh was my little brother. We were inseparable, always together, always looking out for each other. But then, one night, everything changed. I was supposed to pick him up from that party. I promised. But I was running late, caught up with life, with everything else. The last time I spoke to Josh, he called me in a panic. He begged me to hurry. But I was so busy, too consumed with everything. I told him I'd be there in 10 minutes. But those 10 minutes, they cost me everything. By the time I got to the party, Josh was already gone. The car accident, it was too late. I couldn't save him, and it was my fault. I'll never forgive myself for that. That night I found myself standing at the old station. It felt like fate had led me here, as if the universe itself was calling me to do something. Anything. I needed to make things right. And that's when I heard it. A whistle, distant and mournful, like the sound of a lost soul calling out. I froze. The ground trembled. And then, as if out of nowhere, the midnight train appeared. No warning, no headlights, just darkness, pulling it forward. I didn't know what compelled me to get on. It was like some force beyond my control was pulling me closer. I could feel it. The air was thick, almost suffocating, as if the station itself was alive, watching me. I stepped onto the train without thinking, and the doors creaked shut behind me. The train was silent. I could hear my own breathing echo, but nothing else. The seats were empty, save for a few figures sitting motionless, their eyes blank and unblinking. It was like they weren't even there, just shells of people, lost in their own worlds. And then I saw him, the conductor, tall, looming, his face obscured in shadow. He didn't speak immediately, but I could feel his presence. I could feel his eyes on me, even though I couldn't see them. Welcome aboard. You are here because you are burdened with regret. You will face your past. You will relive it. If you succeed, you may leave. But if you fail, you will stay with us. Forever. I didn't understand. How could I relive my past? What was happening to me? The train, it felt alive. And I realized then this wasn't a simple ride. Suddenly, everything changed. I was no longer on the train. I was back in my car, stuck in traffic. The phone buzzed beside me. Josh's name flashed on the screen. Where are you? I'm waiting for you. I could see him. Josh, standing there waiting for me, his face pale, his eyes full of fear. Why didn't you come? He asked. Why weren't you there for me? I reached out to him, but as I got closer, his face changed. It twisted, contorted. His eyes went black. He screamed at me, his voice turning to something inhuman. You left me. I tried to drive faster to escape, but the road wouldn't end. The car wouldn't move. My phone buzzed again, but this time I didn't look at it. I couldn't. It felt like I was suffocating in my own regret. And then I was back on the train. I was gasping for air, but I couldn't breathe. It was like the walls were closing in, suffocating me. And I realized something terrible. I hadn't passed. I hadn't faced my past. I wasn't ready. The conductor appeared again. His smile, it was wrong. It wasn't kind. It wasn't even human. He leaned in and whispered, "You failed. You will never leave this train." And then I saw them, the others, the passengers who failed, their faces twisted, their bodies frozen in time. I could see their pasts, their mistakes. And I knew that if I didn't act, I'd be just like them. I reached into my pocket and there it was, a coin, glowing. strange, as if it had always been there. The moment I held it, the train shook. The walls cracked. The train was falling apart, breaking down like it was alive. But I knew this was my chance. I jumped. I didn't know what was happening, but I jumped. The train disintegrated around me, turning into a storm of shadows and dust. I fell, and everything went black. I woke up on the platform. The sun was rising, but the train was gone. The whistle, though, still echoed in the air. It was like a reminder, a warning. The midnight train is real, and it's waiting.